just quickly, that you will have heard the reports about tornadoes and a severe storm on the north-central coast of New South Wales. Some reports, I don't know if they're confirmed, of 2 people missing. On the line is a resident of Lennox Heads, which is right in the area. Tasman Brown, hello.
Hello, Neil.
What have you seen? What's been happening?
Well, I've got home from work very, very early this morning, probably about 5 o'clock. Got about an hour's sleep, and I woke up about 7:30 just for this noise I'd never heard before. It sounded like a big jet sitting above your head, not going anywhere. And just I looked out my window, and a tree flew past, and my partner ran in and grabbed me and took me upstairs, and there's this big tornado just going through this half of the town, just taking anything in its path.
Dude, what did it look like?
Well, it looked like, I don't know if you've seen any shows on tornadoes in the US, it just looked exactly like that. What I've heard is, I don't know what's true and what's not, but apparently it was a water spout that come off the ocean and just turned into a tornado. It's just this big black, grey and white tunnel going up to the sky with just debris in it and debris circling around it.
Noisy?
Very, very noisy.
Okay, and what did it leave behind? How long did it take to move through?
Took about, I don't know, I wasn't keeping track of much time, but probably about 5-10 minutes or something like that, and just the damage is just incredible.
Well, describe it? What did it leave behind? Is it just a path? Is it?
Yeah, well, it come off the coast halfway down the front street and took out a house, and it's come. I haven't looked at the rest of it. There's power lines everywhere. The caravan park, there's caravans on top of caravans and cars on their side. And one of our good friends, we went for a look out, and her house, she was in bed, and the glass windows started shaking and just shattered, and glass went in her face, and her house just came down on top of her. One of her neighbours was able to pull her out before the rest of the house came down.
She okay?
She's okay now. She's in shock. We've brought her back here. But yeah, very, very, very lucky lady.
We've heard a lot of reports of a couple of people missing. Have you heard that?
Well, I've heard. There's apparently one girl is apparently pronounced dead. One other girl is missing, but you don't know what's true and what's not at the moment. And
what's the weather doing now?
The weather, it's calmed down a lot now. There's a bit of wind and a bit of sprinkling rain, but it just seemed to have just disappeared.
Do they reckon there's any more coming? What are your warnings like?
We've got no power, we've got no radio, no nothing, so the only contact we've got is our mobile phones and this home phone here, so I've got no idea what's coming. And
well, I'm just reading the latest report on the wires from the police. Mini tornadoes. They haven't confirmed anybody dead. They said there's one missing and another injured. Buildings destroyed. Power lines down. Well, you know all that.
Yep.
Sound like a jet. You certainly know that. But we don't. We don't know that there's any more coming. I'll tell you what. We'll keep an eye on it and let you know if we find out anything. Tasman. Thank you.
Okay. No worries.
You take care.
Will do. Thanks, Neil.
Tasman Brown is a resident of Lennox Heads in the middle of a tornado.